Hi everybody, this is Date with Tech here at the Dubai AI Festival in association with Trescon, Below the Fold and Launch Foundry. We are joined by the wonderful and very, very, very humble Martell Gamble from Willbanah. And I'm so honored to have you here today. You're a headline sponsor here as well. You're a diamond sponsor.
Absolutely.
And it's a real pleasure to have somebody of your caliber here to talk to us about what you're doing. Because I know how busy you guys get. And it's just nice to pull you out of your complex lives into more of a comfort zone, I'd like to say, so that we can get to know who you are as a person and what you're trying to achieve in life. So welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here, and I brought my soul with me so you can learn who I am.
I love that. That's fantastic. What a lovely way to start. So just tell us a little about who you are first before I go into the business side of things. What's been your journey so far in life to get you to here today in front of us?
Wow. So that is an excellent question. And for me, it just really started with very humble beginnings. So I grew up as a young male in the inner city, raised by my mother. And my story is a story of, I would say, setbacks.
Okay.
Also, maybe some shortcomings and failures. But the narrative is learning from those, seeing everything with the perspective of I never win. I never lose. Let me rephrase that.
Sure.
I always either learn or I win. So with my upbringing and being in a honestly single parent home, it gave me a lot of opportunity to want to strive and to be the person that I needed as a role model, and also to be a positive just influence and to give back to my community. So I grew up playing music, to be honest. I'm a drummer at the core, actually a gospel drummer.
Fascinating.
And jazz drummer. So I was in elementary school playing very complicated jazz music. But I think through that, it allowed me to have a connection with people through music and my brain development to learn science, art, culture, and that's what even now, that's what a lot of my inspiration comes from, is still playing music, taking that creativity, bringing it back to software development, bringing it back to our mission and vision for our company.
How did you feel around translating your love of music and that romantic aspect of education and of your soulful character and translating it into the business world? Do you feel that there's a connect there? Or do you feel like you had to make a big leap to change a little bit about who you are as a person?
There absolutely is a connection there.
Okay, good.
And it's very good timing because I just interviewed, and I have a book coming out called The Courage to Be My Authentic Self.
Okay.
And on that book, I have actual artists, so gospel artists, opera artists, and a big part of it was talking about what courage means, and it's basically a will. It's a choice to be brave in spite of fear. And through me, music, it's been in my roots from growing up. In my family origin was in the South in the U.S. back when there was civil rights movements, and my families were leaders of some of those musics. It started in the church, but I think that spirit of the soul and how you can take your inner being and allow your voice to reign true and to speak the truths that I was taught now. And I think that's really at the core, love, loving people for who they are as individuals, and then being that light still today. So it's hand in hand, because at the core, I believe that it's human chai or wisdom with technology together that creates or gives us more innovation. So it really fits in with our name of our company. It's Willbanah. It means the will to build software or AI solutions. And that origin, it connects back to Hebrew, which means, Bana means to build. So we're building with our soul and our heart, and we're helping to create AI solutions to make life better and improve the quality of life for everyone.
Absolutely fascinating. Incredible to see that you have such core tenets of belief and value systems that come from you and then resonate into your business and your practice. It's so important, and sometimes we often forget that in the working world.
Yeah.
You know, and a big debate that has been happening at the moment is around AI effectively distilling, or how can I put it, breaking down that human touch a little bit. Do you think that's true? Do you think AI has the ability to either enable to do better work, or do you think it has a negative ability to push humans out of the way?
And I would say it's more the latter,
Okay.
where it has an ability to enable. And part of it, for me, it's I have a kind of academic side to me, but I also have like a kind of street hustler entrepreneurship side as well, where I see what AI does. It levels the playing field, because you can take someone that's a novice at anything and equip them with AI, and that bell curve from between novelty to expert, you can get closer to the expert side a lot faster. So it may not necessarily change someone that's already an expert, but it can bring someone up, help level someone up by using artificial intelligence to help them refine their voice. You can create basically a persona of yourself, your voice, your thoughts, in software development and creating music. And I'm dabbling with a little bit of both, but I believe that it's more of an enablement where it can enhance the creativity and innovation and truly create value. And that's basically what a business model is how do you create value, and then how do you capture it or monetize it so it can give you the edge in both ways, create ideas to create new value, but also you can get support on how do you monetize it.
We talk a lot about in our podcast around the concept of the painter, in the sense that the artistic greatness comes from inside, which we're kind of defining, and the artist knows when to say no, when to say stop, as in like, this painting is done. That's where the value comes from, is that human emphasis. Does AI know when to say stop, or do you think that the human being still has to play a fundamental role as the teacher in the development of what AI will look like?
It's interesting that you asked that question, because it really takes me back to some of my roots in the Toyota production system, which is founded in the Japanese culture.
Yep.
And one of the key principles there, it's a concept called jidoka, and it means basically that a machine has two functions, and it's one to stop when the cycle is complete or stop when there's a defect. So I'm saying that to say that some of that goes into my thinking way in regards to technology, where with AI, we can train it, we can personalize it to know like when to stop, or we can define what's complete looks like. So I think that for me, I do like that when I do engage with different AI tools and chats, it does ask me like, do you want more, or is this enough? And often I think it does extend my creativity more than it hampers it.
That's really fascinating viewpoint, I think. I think you've really hit the nail on the head in terms of how I'm going to now approach responding to that question, because my belief is very clear in the sense that it's another paintbrush, it's another tool in the toolbox to help you be even better, to better yourself. And I love what you said before about leveling the playing field. And I think that's really, really, really where it's going to be about, and where people are going to focus on in the next couple of years, especially in the educational space. As a founder, you're a founder of a big business now. Before I go into what you do, because I really want our listeners to understand a bit more, because I have a few questions, if that's okay.
Yes.
How do you say focus on real impact then? Because you're such a true person, you're true to your soul, you're true to your beliefs, in terms of keeping yourself real, but also having to be a businessman and grow your business and deliver impact in that way.
This is a real conversation that actually our founder, Job and Abraham, and I'm also a co-founder, what we just had today. It's like, I'll take it like in two aspects. So one is like the artist aspect, and then the other is as far as when you say like keeping it real and finding that balance. So as an artist, I'll start with that side first.
Please.
Like my father-in-law is professional musician and one of the top producers in the world.
Oh wow!
With likes of Mariah Carey, Lauryn Hill,
wow,
Joel Santana, you name it. So And that part of the arena perfectionism, it's, hey, you continue to play until you can publish or record, and it's perfect. And I think that part of that pursuit and that discipline is needed as like muscle memory in order to be great at anything. But I think on the flip side of that, on the artistic and reaching kind of the highest levels of greatness in whatever sports, medicine, or business, you can look at the people side of it. And what makes us human is that we have feelings, and how in tune we are with those, and our ability to struggle and share those stories where we struggle is what connects. And that's what keeps us grounded to the mission. And one short story is like we applied for a grant for almost $2 million in the United States. And it was focusing on social impact of how we can use artificial intelligence to help improve healthy eating for lower economic or socially disadvantaged individuals. Well, the agenda switched to what was being funded for grants, where that wasn't any longer like a core initiative for our country, for the government, for the United States at the time. So we had to maybe pivot in a sense for the grant to focus more on the technology, but our core values as a company has not changed. We still value diversity and inclusion, and we still value supporting our underrepresented communities by giving back. And we invest heavily like in our arts community, within our community, our culture too, because often art and technology are used and kind of like co-pilots, where you use technology to fund art, but then art also gives you creativity to create. So I think it's a balance between, if we're for profit and we can give back and invest back into our community, it keeps us grounded, but it also keeps that cycle going where we don't forget where we come from.
I love the fact that you're focusing on DEI front and center. It's such an important aspect of any business. We all know that we all come from different places, varied backgrounds, and we want to be represented. Do you feel AI can be expensive for some?
Yes.
You talked before about leveling the playing field. And do you think it does, unfortunately, not play in the hands of some more disenfranchised areas of society? Do you see that changing? And what are your thoughts just in general?
Yeah, it's interesting because I had this discussion with one of my mentors, who's a former CEO of Toyota Financial Services. His name is Mike Groff. We had a discussion in regards to our product, Mealify. It's an app to help people to eat healthier with AI-generated meal plans, grocery delivery with one click. And one of the discussions we had where he challenged my perspective, he's like, hey, we service boys and girls clubs. He's on the board for all around for the United States. And most of the people that they serve can't afford the $10 membership. So how can they afford the $5.99 per month? So that really changed my perspective. So in response to that, we created a free option too. So we have a free option where you can still use the app, maybe not as much, but maybe thinking of, okay, how can we make this free so that we can serve with our business to clients or business to customer aspect, but then look at the business to business model when creating other AI solutions for other companies and growing our own platform as a way to grow the business still.
Mealify, is it your pioneering product, your kind of top tier?
It's our first product.
Your first product.
Yeah, so we create our own products, but when we also create software solutions or AI solutions for other companies.
What kinds of conversations have you been having here in Dubai in terms of like your mission and what you want to do with Willbanah here in the region?
Yes. So the conversations we really have been having, particularly with our mission and the vision in this region, what I've been getting a lot of positive feedback, surprisingly, is that people really invest in the soul, and they invest behind the people and the mission behind the company. So we've been well received, and we've been asked to consider coming back to partner with the government here in Dubai, as well as the sponsoring conference to help be in the planning for future conferences. So I think the big part of how do we have a presence here, I think that has been the ask, is okay, can you have a physical presence, whether it's an office or resources, but have that here in the region, and then from there, and the investments, partnerships, they're knocking on the door.
Dubai and the UAE is a very hospitable place, and I'm really glad that you've noticed that from the people here. Is Mealify available here yet or not yet?
Not yet. Okay. So what we've been doing is our business model is kind of hybrid in a sense, where we have that human centric, where we have registered dietitians, and they're basically training our AI, giving us feedback on what features, and we're refining that in the US and Canada. We cover that region through our partnership with Instacart. We're able to fulfill the grocery delivery services, but we want to do that here. But we can take that learning, but we have to actually learn the region, the culture, the people here, and replicate it with partners here, with the culture here, the different types of food, the diversity, the 92% expat. It's rich in so many different points of views that we have to consider and explore.
Everybody's here, and I think everybody's itching to get Mealify on their apps and using your product, because it's something that I definitely would want to use. I think we struggle as a family, not only in terms of knowing what to eat, how to procure food. We waste too much food. We want to be more sustainable. I think a lot of people are in that boat, and I'm really, really excited to see you guys come to the Middle East. I'm so happy that you're here today. I just have one last question for you, because we're running out of time. What is the future of technology for you? Let me rephrase. Finish the sentence. The future of tech is?
For me, the future of tech is having AI personalized agents or co-pilots for everyone, and ultimately free. So then that way the humble person that is, a working mom like my mother, single parent growing up, she can have assistance with how can I cook healthy, how can I have a tutor for my kid, how do I help my kid apply to college, like questions that I didn't have the answers for or resources for. But then on the flip side, for those that may have more resources, it's only another enabler where you can even expand the opportunity that you currently have.
It's really beautiful, and I really hope that dream comes true. Martell, thank you so much for joining us today on Date with Tech. You've been a really, really great interview. You're a super nice guy. I can't wait to see how well you do across the world, and keep in touch with us, and hope to have you back soon.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure to be here, and thanks for having us.
My honor.